Okay, so on to the first real estate reading here, an overview of real estate. One of the first topics that we come across here is the real estate styles of NCREIF. You'll remember that there's three styles here. Core is safe, opportunistic is risky, at the risky end, and in the middle you've got value added. And really it's to do with, the risk levels are to do with how much leverage we take. So look at part A here. Here's a question. Part A, the LTV ratio of value-added real estate investments is typically 60 to 85%. That's not true, is it? Actually, opportunistic will take us up to 85%. Value-added tends to be 60 to 70 LTV. Opportunistic would be 70 to 85. And core tends to be up to 50-ish, something like that. So yes, there is a gap between 50 and 60, but I guess that's where we move from core to value add. These aren't bright lines here. What we do know is that value added wouldn't go up to 85%. You'd view that as the domain of more opportunistic investments. Other differences, of course, are that core real estate investments are well recognized in terms of the market, primary market, like a metropolis, a central metropolis, as opposed to an area that is not used to institutional real estate investment. Other things that make it safe in core would be that it's a recognized property type, like the sort of things that go into the NCREIF, like, for example, retail, office, multifamily apartments, industrial, potentially a little bit of hotels. So opportunistic's more development, maybe even raw land or emerging markets. Value add is repositioning of property where there is some need to change the nature of the property, redevelop the property, and to refill with tenants or change the nature of the tenants. So there's a little bit more risk and required work to be done there, and a little bit more return as well. Because when we think about benchmarking, the core, if you have a portfolio of core properties, you'd benchmark it using the ODCE of NCREIF, the Open-Ended Diversified Core Equity Index, which is really an index of funds that invest in core property. You'd want a bit more out of value added, wouldn't you? You'd want ODCE +1, yeah, that's true. With regards to opportunistic, you'd want even more. ODCE +3 is a suggested benchmark for opportunistic investments. So B's correct. That leads me to just want to kick out C and D. If you're in the exam and you've got like 80% confidence in an answer, pick it and move on. Then you'll have time to come back and indulge yourself later on. But let's indulge here. Investors with the need for diversification of stock market risk should consider opportunistic real estate over other styles. No, that's got a lot of price risk, a lot of volatility, and a lot. It could have high correlations with being a risky investment. Could have higher correlations with stock markets. If you want diversification, you should go core. So that's why we'll kick C out. And D, investors with the need for inflation hedging should consider core real estate over other styles. Well, if you need hedges against prices going up, maybe you should get involved in